Now let's get a check of the latest coronavirus numbers from the Maine CDC. There are still 411 active cases here in Maine. 28 new cases emerged yesterday, and there were 26 recoveries. There are now more than 1,100 confirmed cases in Maine and 657 recoveries. Another 2 Mainers have died from coronavirus, bringing the death total to 55. Because some counties have more cases of COVID-19 than others, the governor's plan to reopen businesses on a statewide basis is coming up against a lot of criticism, especially from businesses that rely on tourism. Yesterday, one such business, a restaurant, opened a full month before it's supposed to and drew a crowd. News Center Maine's Hannah Deneen reports from Bethel.
We just defied the governor's order and we opened up.
Owner Rick Savage has opened the doors of Sunday River Brewing Company.
We were told May 1st and we got ready for that, and last week, right before, the beginning of the week, she changed it and we just said we can't do it. People need to be opened up.
Restaurants are part of the second wave of the governor's plan to slowly reopen the state, which means this restaurant should not be open until June 1st. In spite of that order, these people, most of them not wearing face masks, came from across the state and beyond to express their support.
You can't keep people cooped up. This is America. We need to be free.
What is there to be afraid of? I don't fear the flu. I don't want to get it. I don't want to get this. But no, we've had it. Enough is enough.
It's unclear how or if law enforcement will react to the defiance of the governor's orders. As for Savage, he says he's prepared for fallout.
We feel she's going to arrest me today for violating the order, and frankly, we don't care.
In Bethel, Hannah Deneen, News Center, Maine.
Hannah learned from Rick Savage himself that state agents came to Sunday River Brewery and pulled his licenses to operate. While Savage said he'd keep the restaurant open, he posted an announcement on the restaurant's Facebook page yesterday afternoon. It reads in part, quote, "We will be closed until further notice as of Friday, May 1st. Thank you all for your support today." And of course, it was yesterday. Meanwhile, some restaurant owners in Portland say they're concerned their employees are making more money claiming unemployment than they did while working, and they might be reluctant to go back to work. According to the Maine Department of Labor, if you file for unemployment in the state, you can claim anywhere between $77 and $445 a week. It depends on how much you were making in the last 18 months of employment. The Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, also known as the CARES Act, provides an additional $600 per week until July 25th. The Maine Department of Labor Commissioner says if an employer is asking you to come back to work, the expectation is you will, but she says it depends.
There are a number of conditions that permit you to not go back to work if you have been asked by a medical professional to quarantine, and if you have an immune compromised system.
The Maine Department of Labor says employers should let them know if they have asked employees to come back to work, and the employee said no. People who can't go back to work right now can claim unemployment benefits in Maine for a total of 39 weeks. New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu announced he's extending the state's stay-at-home order till May 31st. Under the new plan, campgrounds, manufacturing services, and state parks can reopen immediately. Barber shops and hair salons, golf courses, and retail locations can open May 11th with exceptions. Restaurants can open May 18th but must meet strict sanitation guidelines. And after being closed since mid-March, certain businesses in Maine are back open. Those are golf courses, hair salons, barber shops, and auto showrooms and pet groomers. They all can unlock their doors, but NECN's Dustin Vladkowski says going to many of those places is a bit different now.
The past 6 to 8 weeks have been really challenging.
For Adam Lee,
yesterday those doors had to be locked,
who owns car dealerships across Maine.
Today we can actually be open.
Social distancing at work.
It's odd not to seal a deal by shaking somebody's hand.
Is a different
plexiglass
but necessary part of buying a car now.
Be 6 feet away and ask somebody to sign 25 different pieces of paper with their signature it's hard to get used to that.
This is what Maine's new normal looks like. Come in to check out a sport coupe and you'll find hand sanitizer, a sign to put on a mask. Once you've got that on,
you can hop right out.
You'll either test drive a sanitized car alone or have your car's floor, seat, and steering wheel covered as it gets serviced, then disinfected.
Including the keys before they go in the bag.
A quieter, more controlled way of doing business for people
Good girl.
and their pets.
We've closed the shop totally to foot traffic.
Maine Soggy Dog is one of the groomers back open now, too.
How important is this for dogs?
It's extremely important.
With appointments already booked out to the end of May.
On Tuesday at 3:30, Janet Mills said the groomers could open. We booked 139 grooming appointments between the time that she said yes and Wednesday night.
That's proof. Mainers are ready and willing to go back out. You will see masks. You'll get receipts in plastic bags. The groomer will insist she take your best friend inside on a separate clean leash.
We don't use their leads.
But the trade-off, the ability to do some non-essential business while staying as safe as possible, is one many in Maine were ready for on day one.
Believe it or not, it's better than I thought it was going to be.
For News Center Maine, I'm Dustin Vlikowski.